and thank you for coming to Deb Chanel's 48's World, where we do soap opera reviews. The first soap opera we're going to talk about tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, is The Young and the Restless that aired at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on May the 19th, which is Thursday, 2016. We can do a recap here. The summary they give us is Adam has a target on his back. Michael pushes Kevin to make up with Mariah. And Luca wants Summer to play dirty at Newman's Enterprises. Okay? Of course, we're recapping from yesterday's episode when Adam and Chelsea are both going back and forth. And pretty much Adam is just trying to explain to Chelsea it's something else. Meaning it's not the paternity issue with me being the father of Christian / Sully, whoever we want to name them at this point. And Chelsea was like, well, what else could it be? What else could it be? So just wait, you'll see. Okay, then we go to Dylan, Nicholas, and Sharon. Nicholas is wanting Dylan to go over and arrest Adam for murder. Okay. Then we have Lucas. He's looking at compromising pictures of Victoria, meaning the investigator that he pretty much hired to get dirt on Victoria. He basically have what he needs to make her look like she's not focusing on business like her father would do. She's out lallygagging, with some minuscule type labor worker, and she's not handling and conducting business in a professional manner. So he has that, and he goes along and try to talk to Travis, the owner of Hank's Bar Saloon, and he don't get nowhere. But he noticed that he's quite smitten with Tori, who she's calling herself, when in actuality her name is Victoria. Okay, so we go to Victoria, Summer are at the office, and Victoria's just really upset about the good old boys club, meaning the older age men that has been solidified in the business world since they were their age. So she's not being able to knock down doors and talk to the big execs that were on her father's level because they're not wanting to do business with a young woman. That's all it is. They used to dealing with these particular men are usually dealing with other men that have very well established run companies, and they just really look at her and they don't take her serious, and she's wanting them to take her serious, but she's showing too much emotion and not enough, just talk and just let it flow. You know what I'm saying? It's like being in a poker game and you're trying to have that poker face type of mentality. So she's, making idle threats and this, that, and that to the business people or constituents. She is taking over from what her father used to do when he was out being a normal abiding citizen. But of course, we know Victor didn't do so well, so that's why he's locked up, more so for his actions, not his business practices. But she's just very upset. She's throwing paperwork around. Her desk look a mess. Really, the whole office looks a mess, but that's really mirroring what her personal life really is all about, a hot mess. So, basically, Summer sees her struggling, and she wants to offer her help, her expertise. And Victoria makes a rude comment, but she didn't notice, she didn't, I guess she probably knew what she was saying, but she didn't know the effect of how it may have come out. Because she told her sister to leave the heavy hitting lifting to her. And she said she's, dealing with the old boys club, good old boys club, where every person or member of this club is male and they're past their 50s. So she's not, being received well in that realm of the business world. So Summer was like, well, don't take me lightly. I do know this, that, and the other about the business world. So we move on from there. We go to Kevin and Michael. Kevin sees Michael Athletic Club. He's going over some. I think Lauren from yesterday's episode put a fire under him, so he's basically getting his proposal ready to try to reinstate his licensing with the Bar Association. So he's working dutifully and diligently on that. And he's having, I guess he's had breakfast or whatever. I don't know. Because like I said, I don't really see too much of any eating going on there. So Kevin shows up. I kind of maybe felt that he knew where he would be. Because, excuse me, I don't know if he has a room or suite at the athletic club or not. But like I said, he spends a hell of a lot of time there. So do Jack. And the rest of the people, you've been here with me for some time now. So, everybody just hang out at the athletic club. It's like the new go-to place. But for the business elect people. He goes over to talk with Michael to see if he's doing any shuffleboarding or planning on any cruises or, things that leisure people with money can do. And he was like, no, 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 no. I'm pretty much getting ready to, get his thing together with the Bar Association and try to reappeal his case. And then Kevin was like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew you weren't going to adjust too well to the pleasured life of money and power. And we know you both have enough money. But I knew it. And he was like, well, Lauren was the one that spearheaded this little operation of let's put Michael back to work, and she said, yeah, she does have that type of talent to make you or force you to do something that you really need to do, but you may not be wanting to do at that time. So, he goes on, they both laugh about it, chit chat a little more until Miss Mariah walks in. And Mariah goes straight for the bar. And Lord, it looked like she don't order herself a half thing of, well, not even a half, maybe 1/3 of the, excuse me. I'm thinking since it's brown, it might be scotch. And I'm like, what in the world is she drinking well, it has to be scotch, cognac, or Hennessy. But I'm like, that's too early up in the day, child. What do you know about that? You about that life, girl. But anyway, it could have just been we know it probably was some Coke or some root beer. But just, going up there to the bar at the early part of the, if not morning, well, the latter part of the morning, coming close to the early afternoon, as I'm assuming, because who drinks at 9 and 10 o'clock? They got some sense. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Kevin sees her and he's like, what's going on with her? It seems like she got something going on. So he just goes on with the conversation goes, excuse me, guys. I'm just, must be sleepy. I'm not getting enough rest or something. But anyway, Michael said, go on over there and talk to her then. He said, no, I just want to enjoy her from afar because you remember I told you she left. She went back and moved with her mama and this, that, and the other. And, he looking at her. He said, well, I think she needs a friend right now. And then he goes on to tell Kevin that since he's got his newfound money, he's enjoying the good life. He forgot about Mariah. He's seen him on, I think he said Facebook or Twitter or something like this. Some social media he named out. I think it was Twitter. But, no, it could have been Facebook. Either way, I'm really not thoroughly sure. But, he goes on to say, I've seen you been tweeting, been on your social media platform and, I be seeing what you doing and you saying. And it seems like it's all one-sided now. You had Mariah as a good friend. Now you done picked up Natalie. And y'all are pretty much inseparable. And then he said, yeah, but she's just a friend. Nothing this, that, and the other. He said, okay, whatever. I'm just saying. And, your ride or die that was with you from day one. Seems like you've been neglecting her. And so he was saying, hey, it ain't none of my business. I'm just telling you what I observed. So Kevin pretty much got the hint, but Michael had said, I gotta go. I got some business to take care of. And so he moseyed his way over to the bar to go see what was up with Mariah. And it was hard to get her to crack open, but once he got her open, she was flowing with all the things that were upsetting her, but she wouldn't put a name with a face, or a face with a name. Yeah, a face with a name. She had the images in her head, but she wouldn't give out no names. She wasn't dropping no names for Kevin to try to be like, ooh, really? Stuff like that. And it was kind of embarrassing too, but I tell you, a secret can't be kept a secret unless you're keeping it with the Lord or whoever your God may be and yourself. Once you let a third person know other than them two people, you're going to have issues. So, it's eating Mariah up that she has these hidden secrets that's driving her crazy. And because she sees so many people suffering and they don't really necessarily need to go through that suffering. It's people in her life would just be honest. So right now she's looking at loyalty and honesty are the forefront of her life right now, and a lot of people just upsetting her because they're not coming correct. So Kevin gets her to talk, and it seems like they're mending back a friendship that they had in the recent past. And then he gets a phone call from Natalie, and that just sets her little cookies on fire. Woo, she can't stand that girl. And the only reason why she can't stand that young lady is because she's where she want to be. And she was there, but she don't know how to keep it there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Kevin was pretty much still open wide for her, but she didn't go express her feelings to Kevin, just like her mom told her to do. And that was a week ago, so it is what it is. But basically she gets mad at Kevin for wanting to go call Natalie back to see what she was, like they were already married. And, he really want to say who it was because he really wanted to see what was going on with her and see if he could, offer some advice or help her out in any kind of way, be it financial, be it, just wanting to listen to him. And she was like, forget you. I got to go. Deuces. So that's pretty much how she left him. And she walked right out on him, honey. And that's just where it was for that scene. Okay, we move on from there. We go to Nicholas and Dylan. Nicholas is telling Dylan Adam murdered Sage's mother-like friend, related by the name of Constance Bingham. Nick believes this because Sage had eluded this information in her diary. Nick don't feel like it was falsified. He don't feel like she just wrote it just to be malicious or vindictive towards Adam or any fashion. And he believes what she wrote in that diary. And he wanting justice for his wife, or deceased wife. So, of course, Dylan and Sharon looking at him like he crazy, like trying to check his mental capacity or stability, says he has had 2 losses back to back. But he says, no, it's all in her diary. I'm not fabricating anything. It's in cold hard facts of my deceased wife's handwriting. And I believe them. Now, what we gonna do with that? Why don't you go on over there? Go on now and arrest Dylan. I was like, Nick, slow your roll, Nick. Slow your roll. But anyway, we go to commercial. We come back. We're back with Michael and Kevin. Okay, well, we're going to pass that because I basically said that Michael had told him to go on and see what's going on with Mariah. Okay. Okay. Nicholas starts to read a little excerpt from Sage's journal or diary, however you look at it. Her personal notes to herself. And, Dylan can't help but hear that is a harsh accusation being made. So he's gonna have to, follow it up because somebody's, reported it. So doing his job as a sworn officer of the law, he has to go and investigate and see what's going on. So he asked Nick, can he keep the journal to just go over some stuff and read it for what it's worth as evidence, and he'll give it back to him once the investigation is over. So Nick is cool with it. Because he said he already read it from cover to cover. So that's making Sharon try to figure out, okay, if you read it from cover to cover, what you got for me? So we go to her. She's trying to console Nicholas because they're back at the they're still at the park bench, and she's trying to console him, asking him, what's really going on with you. Is there anything else going on with you other than what you just presented to my husband to go, investigate? But he just trying to figure out. He don't understand how people just lie. How they just lie to you. They know they're in trouble, and you can sit there and take some of that burden off of them, because that's what you're supposed to do by being being a man. Why could she? Why could she tell me what was going on, Sharon? Why did she have to look in my face, in my eyes, every freaking day, or every time she saw me, which was every freaking day, because they were living together, they were husband and wife. And she lied to me about this incident. She would not trust me enough, and I trusted her with everything. I'm like, oh, ain't that the pot calling the kettle black? And they both like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that Sharon felt some kind of way about that. She like, oh, so you trying to tell me I should tell you the truth about your son? Well, at least that's what she was saying in her mind. But anyway, he was just looking for her to be a while he could vent to, basically, because I think it was just like a rhetorical question. He didn't need no answer to it. But she gave him one anyway, and she said, sometimes you basically they hold the truth from you by telling a lie, because they know you can handle a lie better. You can handle the truth. So, at that time, a situation, circumstances, whatever's going on in your life, your dynamics, that they don't want to put too much on you that they don't feel that you could bear. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we move on from there. We go back to Adam and Chelsea. Chelsea's trying to tell Adam, it's it has to be about the letter. It has to be. Sage must have um put something in there. Are you sure you're telling me too? So she's trying to say, well, Adam is trying to say, it's not about the letter. I'm sorry. It has to be about something else. But Chelsea's saying, no, because Lick was really adamant that it was something with that letter, even though I read the letter with you. You showed it to me. We burnt it, but what is it then? So he's trying to play 21 questions himself, but he knows it's nothing. It's something else. It has nothing to do about the letter that Nick's wanting to see now. Since it was only for Adam's eyes, he wants to see what it was said. But I'm like, you just want double trouble, Nick. Don't go looking for stuff, because sometimes you're gonna find more than what you bargained for. Okay, so we move from there. We go to commercial. Um, we come back. We're on Lucas and Travis. Lucas done found his little self down at Hank's bar, and he's just evaluating them, observing, and trying to see if he can catch Victoria coming on in there too, because he's gotten from his investigator all the incriminating evidence he would like to use against Victoria at the given time. And he's trying, just making small talk. He going on up there to the bar and try to order him a drink here and there. He giving him this song and dance by he's having a problem with his lady, and this, that, and the other, and everybody looking at him like, really, really, okay, whatever. So Travis get him a little small cup of tea of what he's going through. And he sees or senses that the guy really does like Victoria, and he doesn't really want to lose her, but it just works all in his favor. So we go on and leave that scene. We go over to Summer. Summer wants to carry some of the weight, and she goes into the business. Okay, yeah, she goes into the business mode of talking their particular etiquette that they use. And Victoria looks up, and she's very impressed, because she just keeps rolling on. She keeps rolling on, talking about profit, financial. I don't forgot what she was saying, but it sounded good to me. It really did. Like she knew what she was talking about. She was giving us business, finance, marketing 101. And like she's getting it from theory, and she's trying to put it in practice. But she gave all her expertise to learning how to use the internet and Googling. I was like, well, all right then. However you get it, honey. Like I said, then Victoria looks at her from another perspective. Like, this woman got it going on. She's young, but she's pretty much in tune on what she needs to know. Because I was trying to figure that out too myself. Some ain't went no college. I don't think she did. I could be wrong, but I don't think she was in that modeling agency type stuff. So I don't, but then, when your family owns a lot of property, and, as large and in charge as Victor Newman is, that you can't even count his coins, because it has too many zeros behind it. She ain't got to do nothing but look important because she's around a lot of business influential minds that they just assume that she has all her credentials when it comes to her education and this, that, and the other. But we do know Victoria and Nicholas have that education, especially Nicholas because we see him went through school. But anyway, neither here nor there. She goes on to impress Victoria, her aunt, with all her savviness with knowing certain key points when it came to the business world and how it relates to what Victoria's going through. Okay, we leave there. We go to okay, so we did that with Mariah. So we go back to Sharon and Nicholas. Sharon said to Nicholas, maybe she was trying to protect you, meaning, you know, she's trying to give Nicholas some type of answering to hopefully satisfy his longing to know the truth or why Sage did certain things. Um, then Nicholas is saying he read the entire journal from cover to back, and he just don't understand. She was just so lost. She was so depressed. She really took a real hard spill about the death of Christian, their baby, and yet she told him nothing of these feelings. And he just felt so lost and so angry with himself that he couldn't really realize and see physically what was going on with her because he was just so tired over the business at Newman Enterprises and, you know, other things that he finds himself into. So, Sharon feels sorry for him because, you know, she got another secret, but she ain't finna let the cat out of the bag. She ain't finna do it now right now. So she goes on and give him a hug. He receives a hug and hugs her back. So we leave there. We go back to Chelsea and Adam. Adam's telling Chelsea he's not lying to her, even though it seems like they don't turn the pages and she's a little few pages behind him. He needs her to come up to the chapter that he's on because he's not telling her any more lies. You know, he's definitely been honest with her, which, you know, he ain't. It's another story behind that, and I don't know why he don't go on and give it to her as it is because she's asking for it, and it's a new beginning for them since, you know, a couple of days ago they renewed our vows. So I don't know. Then we go back to Dylan, Adam, and Chelsea. Well, okay, we still on them. Dylan comes in the door because when she's trying to, you know, get solidified with him that everything's cool, everything's straight, she's, you know, on his team 100%. Tires go flat, she's still down with him, whatever. Then you know, a knock comes on at the door, and he goes and gets it, and it's Dylan. Dylan pretty much is just coming on in the house, you know, giving his pleasantries, and he stands over there by Sage, and he's asking Dylan about the text messages or the phone call he received from or the voicemail, I should say, from Sage the day she lost control of her car and ended up being deceased in it. And he said, I told you I deleted that. You know, I didn't need it because she was really calling to talk to Chelsea about some Chelsea 2.0 stuff. And, it, you know, was, I guess she couldn't get her at the time. And so she called my number. So he's still holding on to that lie. But I don't know if they can retrieve voicemail messages from when you leave it on another person's cell phone. And I don't know, but that could be that he might go get those records and then put his behind in jail. But anyway, he goes on to tell him that Nicholas has accused him of murder. The person that was murdered was Constance Bingham. He knows about her. And it's being said in this little journal that Paige has kept. I mean, not Paige, but Sage kept while she was still living on this earth. And he can't dispute it and he can't make it go away because somebody has made that a complaint. So they said, well, since you don't have the information that we're requesting from you, then we're going to have to resume or upzoom Constance Bingham's body and do an autopsy. And we're like, uh-oh, DNA don't lie. So we go to commercial. We come back. We're on Lucas and Travis again. Lucas is telling Travis his sob story. Yeah, okay, we went through all of this. They both were trading out stories. Okay, we did that. Okay, basically Victoria's at the office still. Her and Summer are, you know, talking over shop talk when Michael comes in and he goes to pick up the papers that Victoria was supposed to have gotten Billy to re-sign over, and so they can both reaffirm that they need to act appropriate around the kids and not have certain people around the kids, you know, unless they're going to be somebody very solid in their life. And then Michael goes on to tell him impromptu, since he's not a lawyer right now, but since he feels close to the family and Nikki trusts him as, you know, a part of her family, he went on and told Summer and Victoria that your mom and your grandmom she's getting a divorce from your granddad and your father. And when she told that, Victoria looked like she could have fell out, passed out, threw herself out the window. Or, I don't know. She was just really stressed out to that point. Because she said, do mother know what she's doing to me? She already done stabbed me by giving those proxies away. And that's how they ended up getting her Brash and Sassy to go on the market for sale. Now, my mother she done killed me. She done killed. You gotta talk to her, Michael. She can't get no divorce. Not right now. Just tell her to hold on. He like, I can't tell you that because she has a real good reason why she should get out the marriage. It's detrimental to her health. And Victoria wasn't trying to hear that. She said, oh, hell no. So I'm thinking when she leaves out the office, she's going to talk to her mom. But she goes back over to the old Hank bar saloon type of club to see old Travis. But anyway, before that particular scene happens, we go back to Adam, Dylan, and Chelsea. Adam is telling Dylan about the voicemail. Sage left. He's telling him, same 411 he had gave him initially. And we pretty much, we went through that. Sharon, they're back at the house. Okay, now it's Nicholas and Sharon. They're back at the house, and she's going over with Nicholas about, it was anything else damaging in the diary that has to do with anybody else, and he was like, no, that was the only thing that was mentioned. So she's in the clear pretty much now, since she knows Sage didn't put that vital information. She just kept it to herself. So we go to a commercial. We come back. We're let's see. Okay, we're going back over to Adam and Chelsea. They're talking things over after Dylan leaves, and Chelsea is, telling him she's down for him and this, that, and that. But for some reason, he don't believe her because her tone changed, her body language started to change, and like she was questioning him. And then, she gave a good, understanding of what he was saying, but she was like, okay, but is this the new and improved Adam that I just renewed my vows with talking to me, that he knows we can't stand for lies anymore, that we're not a lying family, we tell them the truth, we tell each other the truth no matter what. And he's like, damn babe, yeah, I'm not the old Newman that wouldn't have told you certain things and just kept it to himself. But no, we are far from that. I understand the vows that we took. No, I'm not going to leave you out. Behind, question mark all behind my head. Like, yeah, right. Okay. Whatever. We go to commercial. We come back. Lucas has found himself over to Newman Enterprises. And like he said, he's just stopping on over there. See how she doing, how she faring. Does she need anything from him? And then she goes in to tell him what a rough day they done had. Especially Victoria, she was dealing with the good old boys, the older gentlemen in the field of business and marketing and keeping their company afloat. And it wasn't a good deal because how she was talking to them, she was more so intimidating them than smoothing everything over as such as her daddy would. Because women talk different to men, and half the time very affluent type men, when it comes to business, they don't really want to take a woman's expertise. They really don't. They really have themselves being lied or taken advantage of by their own gender, if you get what I mean. So anyway, she was just telling them how, they pretty much walked all over her, and, she was so upset she had to leave. So he basically tells her, I can show you certain things if you want me to. So he pretty much was going over the business that was on her desk and looking out figures and this, that, and that. And he said, well, honey, we can do this. I can tell you what to do. And basically she said, I want you to tell me what to do. I want you to do it. Put it in email form and we'll send it off under Victoria's name, giving her all the credit, but I'll let her know I did it. It ain't gonna have nothing to do with you on it, because you're helping me help her and eventually helping the Newman organization. So she see it as a 3-strike win, but honey, you just don't know. You don't let the wolf in, okay? You don't let the wolf in. But anyway, we move from there. We go to Victoria and Travis. She's back at Hank's, like I told you, walking in with her tail between her legs because she knows she done showed out. And it was just too new of a relationship for her to show out that way that she did. And, I'm all, up on her anyway because she's, like, stop lying. Is it so bad for you to tell somebody who you are? And he's stupid. As much as y'all be on news, I'm sure. And with this last thing with your daddy, that was the biggest court trial in y'all city of General City. So how come he don't know anything about you? And you're out marketing your company and this, that, and that. How come he don't know you? You know what I'm saying? So that's, unless she, now, because they still should know, even the little hit towns should be knowing. But anyway, it is what it is. She going around here lying, calling herself another person, and so you don't want him to lie or get too much in your business, but you want to know everything about him. Victoria, you ain't right. But anyway, she goes back to try to make amends with Travis, say she's sorry for how she acted, but before she can get anything else out, she needs a relationship where there's no questions. No questions about personal lives or even business. It's just when they see each other, she just want to be in his arms. She want to satisfy him. He want her to satisfy, her. It's almost like we're not friends, but we need to have benefits with each other. Okay. So he's okay with that, honey. He takes her back to his place. I don't know. Maybe somebody came in because you can't. I mean, well, then again, he can't close the bar, but he'll be missing revenue. And we all need our revenue to be coming in on a steady stream. Okay. But they find themselves back at his place, and of course, they're doing the whole thing all over again. Oh, I'm hoping somebody's taking precautions for far as pregnancies, because guess what? She having it too freely, and she still is a young person, which we assume she can still reprocreate as far as reproduction. But then she already have a little one that's in a stroller, so Victoria need to just slow her ass down. Period. But anyway, we move on from there. We go back to Sharon and Mariah. Sharon is trying to rationalize with Mariah. She telling her she don't want to tell the truth. Nick don't know nothing about what we thought he knew. He said he read the journal from front cover to the last page in the darn journal, and he don't know nothing about this. So why should I what she say? Why should I rock the boat or something to that? And then she, Mariah looked at her like, are you crazy? Like, I mean, she's just giving it to her live and in charge. I was like, whoo, she's giving it to her straight with no chaser, people. She has no filter when it comes to her, telling her mom, look, you need to straighten up and fly right. You need to get it together because this ain't right. And then you got me tied up in the middle. But then, Mariah, didn't you tell her to lean on you? She could tell you the truth no matter what. It should not be worrying you because it really don't affect you. Not really. Ain't nobody gonna look at you strange. They're gonna look at you for being related to your mama and all of that. But she just gets very upset. Before we know it, both her and Sharon are screaming at the top of their lungs, honey. When Dylan walks through the door, and then everybody get quiet. And he's coming in talking about, well, did I interrupt something? I'm like, you ain't hear what they were talking about, bro. Okay, well, you just keep hope alive, because it's coming around. Some bad news going to come around to your doorstep as well. So Mariah just gets so upset, and she just goes out the door. She don't say nothing to him, to her mama no more. She just needs air. We move on from that situation. We go to Chelsea and Adam. Chelsea is she goes in to tell Adam, she was a little bit rocky. She was on the rocky side. And she just say no. I know you didn't do whatever Nicholas and Dylan think they got on you that Nicholas is saying you've done. But no, I know for a fact, no, I won't even believe it. I won't even entertain it. So, we go to commercial. We come back. We're with Lucas and, what you call her? Summer. And he telling her the three main keys to operate any type of business is the speed of the merchandise you're trying to get out, the efficiency of that trail that it has to follow to get to where it needs to go for shipping and handling. Then you have to have the bottom line of what you're going to sell the products for and where you need to be at to be making profit for everybody that's involved. So, she's like, okay, put that in an email. Put all that nice stuff you just said, and we'll send this on behalf of my sister. And he looking at her like, okay, you done let the wolf in and he finna tear up stuff. And you thought you were a newbie and an intern, honey. You finna get ready to be unemployed. And they gonna try to figure out, now what school did we send you to? What college? Because we don't need to be sending them no extra money. They'll be having somebody do the stupid stuff you are just doing. Because it's almost like espionage. He has no good faith intent for your grandfather's company, and you are letting the wolf in, giving him company secrets and letting him look at company information that he could use against the organization that your father so he worked very hard to solidify to a number one company out there. Lord, I tell you, these women and these men, but I'm there because I've made my share of mistakes. So I know. But I'm going to need someone to get it together, okay? Real quick, fast, and her. She's going to ever think she's going to be up there trying to run things at Newman Enterprises. So anyway, we go from that to Dylan, Mariah, and Sharon. She comes back after seeing everything and finding everything, and then Nicholas done went over to Adam's house raising hell, and he didn't have nowhere to go. So when she comes back from having her little talk with Kevin at the athletic club and drinking her scotch, bourbon, or whatever she done been partaking of, she finds Nicholas at the house. So she's thinking he's taking away the news that she was supposed to have told him real well, but she didn't see the baby. So she was like, wait a minute, what's going on? So she knows how to keep her mouth just how they call it, sniff whatever you're trying to smell before you taste it. Just sniff now. So yeah, get your information before opening up your mouth, putting your own perspective in it, okay? Wait until you see if it's kosher. If it's kosher, it's something you can approach and attack at a good way, then okay, let have. But anyway, that's not what it was. She eventually found out no, her mother did not, could not, would not tell Nicholas that and it's really, from what we understand, it still ain't Nicholas' baby, so it really don't need to be told. So because it's supposed to be allegedly Adam's child. But anyway, so the secret is safe for now because she ain't giving up nothing. She don't care what Mariah talking about. But Mariah tries to force her mother's hand by asking Sharon, where is the baby? Maybe the baby, Nick can play with the baby and it might cheer him up a little bit, So she was like, she knew what Mariah was hinting at, and she said, no ma'am. No sir, they ain't gonna see each other until I got it all planned out, and then I will let have. But other than that, no ma'am. Okay, so we go into the last and final scene. We go back to but no, that's actually it, because they had went over the issues about him not wanting, meaning him, Adam, not wanting Nicholas to see the letter that was written to him by Chelsea. That she's saying thank you to him to keep the secret that they have a little child together, and she didn't want Nicholas to know anything about it because it would only hurt him more. So, but in fact, they changed the paternity test, and Sage is a liar too, because she knew that Adam was the baby. So why would she want to tell Nicholas he was the baby? So it's still messed up. See what I'm saying? Ooh, these stories can twist you up, turn you around, throw you out, bring you back in. But it was a good episode, you all. A lot of dynamics going on that should make you want to shake your head, be like, really? Why y'all just don't leave this mess alone and act right? But you know, that is the soap operas. It just keeps going around and around and around till somebody get killed off, or they're just tired of their position they're playing on the soap opera, and then they go somewhere else. And then we see them act a fool on another show. Ooh, okay, y'all. But that was The Young and the Restless for Thursday, May 19th, 2016, that aired here in Atlanta, Georgia, for my viewing at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, guys, I'll see y'all tomorrow, giving y'all around the same time my commentary on the soap opera, or soap operas, because I do The Bold and the Beautiful as well. So, God willing, I'll be back with more commentary from The Young and the Restless and The Bold and the Beautiful tomorrow, guys. Take it easy. Have a good evening. Good night.